Welcome back to another week of strategies, tactics, and techniques for MMA. And today's video tutorial is a continuation. This is the third installment of indirect attack, feints, and fakes. Okay. Last video we started into the introduction of what a fake is versus a feint, and we used the definition of a stutter jab, which basically is a double jab or a partial double jab delivered into the target. So we're going to continue on this video this week using the stutter jab as a template to set up three different types of fakes. We're going to do a stutter jab where we actually stutter in here and land a rear cross in here, right? And depending on which way you stand, your right cross there or your left here. Then we're going to do a stutter jab in here, how to land a lead hook in here. And then we're also going to do a stutter jab and go down into the lower extremities, which we're going to deliver a round kick to the inside or the outside of the leg. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to it. So the stutter jab is going to be the hesitation movement that you're going to use in order to set up your faking strike. Now remember, a fake, the difference between a fake and a feint essentially is a fake is much more committed in nature, and it has much more of a specific direction or specific fulfillment you're trying to take, right? So from this angle, we talked last time, the stutter jab, in order to break any stutter or deliver any kind of indirect attack, it has to start with some kind of broken rhythm or a rhythm, and then it has to unbreak. So I did last time, I just kind of pissed in my punch out here, and we did it against three different types of ways. We did it against where the opponent blocks, okay? So I get him to reach out or parry in here, and I just kind of give him this same kind of look with the punch for the most part, breaking up the rhythm a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I throw the technique partially forward, getting him to think this is going to happen again, and letting him try to block, and he would miss it, and then I would land this stuttering jab home. So that would look more like in here, in real time, boom, and then slam that thing home. Okay, that was off the lead side. Now we're going to take the stutter jab and apply it and land a rear cross, right? So you got to be able to have a wide variety of ways to use your fakes and your feints, okay, in order to land a hit, because you can't just stay on one side of the body in here like this, okay? So a stutter jab, if he blocks in here, okay, and I'm going to land my rear cross, and what essentially I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this rear hand pulled back as I start to kind of probe with my jab in here, and then wham, and then comes through in here like this. So I want him to think that he has to block my jab, and that's where I'm going to throw that punch with a partial, a half or a quarter beat in here like this. Okay, so it comes out here like in a rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, and then 2. Right, that's essentially your stutter jab. Now we're just going to break up the rhythm and add the rear cross in. So again, he blocks. I'm just throwing it out far enough to where he's actually got to feel threatened by it in here, knowing that I'm going to land my rear cross, boom, and then come through either right into the chin like that. Okay, so in order to do this, and again, this is I said before, this is a very complex section of combat, indirect attacks, because it's very personal, meaning that it's all based on your perception, how well you're connected with your body and your opponent's. How does he react? His archetype, meaning his style. What defenses does he rely on? How does he counter? Okay, so in this case he's blocking, right? Where this rear cross comes in really good is if he doesn't block and he snaps his head back as well. So you see a snapback type of a thing where he's going to try to pull his head back in here like this. So as I try to reach him with my jab, he's just not quite there, right? But what happens is as I keep doing that in here, he only can go so far back, and I know that, so I'm going to make him think I'm trying to peg him in here, and then stutter that punch, and then boom, step in with my cross, because he only can go so far back. His spine can only go back so far, and he's not in any position. Here, go ahead and put your head womp in here like this. So get him, whether my hand is here or my hand is here. The point is that this jab is the fake, right? I'm selling this My rear cross is loaded, and now I can step in deep. Boom! There's no way that he can get out of the way of that, short of changing his foot position. He's either going to have to cross step his legs back, or he's going to fall off balance. Okay. So I also can land that with my rear cross. All right. The next fake is we're going to actually fake with the stutter punch, and we're going to go around into the hook. This works really good if he slips or if he blocks, and kind of if he snaps back. So, but we're going to work on it more on if he slips and blocks. So let's do the slip in here. So if I throw the stutter punch and he's shifting his head over to his left in here like this, right? He's slipping to the inside of his body in here like that. Okay. What I can do is get him to believe this is going to happen in here, and I knowing that he's going to put his head over to that corner. What I can do is get him to react and then bring this around, whoa, into a nice hook in here like that. Actually, let's do it from this direction so you can see it a little better here. So, back up just a little bit. So again, I'm controlling my range, getting him to think this is happening in here like this, right? See a little feints like I talked about last time, plus fakes in here. Okay, boom, coming through like that. So I'll kind of do one at speed a little bit. Like that. Okay, don't want to throw it too hard here. I want to hit him. Okay, so same thing can be applied if he blocks. This is a real good one because he pulls his, especially if he blocks with the same side in here. I get him to parry this thing. Wham! Come through with a hook in here like this. Now, what I want to do is when I throw that hook, whoop, I want to step into it and get my body to get in a good spot when I deliver like that. I don't want to just reach out and try to throw it from here. I want to get my body in here. So let's do it again. Here. To really commit without getting over-committing. Wham! In here like that. Okay? So that's a stutter jab faking to a lead hook. The last one is a either inside round kick or an outside round kick, depending on what leg you use. So again, the stutter jab. So now we're getting even more complex in here because now I'm changing gates. The first two were the upper gate, right? Here and here, right down the pipe. That's more direct, meaning just takes the easiest, most economical route to the target, right? Shortest distance between 2 points. Now the other one was I throw it here and I come around and throw a hook. Okay, that's still in the upper gate, but I got to go from a linear to a circular blow. This is going from a linear blow high to a circular blow low. So going to his inside of his leg in here, I got to get my feet in a position because I know I'm going to land this kick in here, getting him to either however he wants to react. It could be snapping back, it could be blocking, it doesn't matter in here. But the point is that he's threatened by this in here, boom, and here, and then bang, like that. Okay? So depending upon how his reactions in sparring, and I said in the last video that we're going to do some sparring footages and actually in real time, and and I'm going to fake and use my indirect attack on him, and it's not always going to be exactly the same thing all the time. It's really going to be real sparring. It's not going to be choreographed, but it all depends on based on what he's doing and kind of the whole. There's so many factors, right? So I got to get my feet in the right spot so I know I land this kick in here, right? So I shorten my base up in here. I'm going to commit more to a very small stepping in here. I'm not going to step in very deep in here because then I'm going to get him to, hit me back in here. I'm going to step into his response line, which is threatening him. We'll talk about that later. But right now, I'm just trying to get him to I'm trying to hold my lower body in position in here and deliver that kick right behind it. So right when that punch comes out, whether it's here or here, again, that's all based on where I see him. As soon as I see him react, if he's reacting right there, or if he reacts right here, okay, I go whoop, and he pulls his head back, wham, I'm going right into that kick. Okay, just want to get a quick shot off in here, boom, in here, and then step back. So, boom, here, We got no shin pads on, so I don't want to cave his leg in. Okay, that's to the inside. I can throw the rear round kick, same basic principle. So let's go back this way. So here, again, setting up this rear leg, not committing that much. Wham! Coming around and cave that leg in. All right, one more time. Boom, and down. Okay, so there are three ways, a little more complex ways that you can use the stutter jab, which essentially is a fake. And again, I said in the previous video, all feints are essentially fakes, but they're not the same. Feints are more just body actions that start the faking process, which don't necessarily have to be a hit. I demonstrated in the first video that a feint can actually be set up to deliver a power punch. But all fakes have to start with some kind of jerking sudden movement, which is essentially a feint. Okay, so I hope you found that informative. And keep on the lookout here for our next video. We're going to go into the fourth installment of indirect attacks and how to use feints and fakes against different types of opponents in sparring situations. Please, if you like the information, please share it with your coaches, your training partners, and take care, and we'll see you next time.